Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And this is Sandeep Das, and today we're going to talk about how to become DevOps engineer, or if you're already a DevOps engineer, how can you become a better DevOps engineer? Okay, I will give it very short and simple. So let's start with how to become a DevOps engineer first. Now let's set the kind of a level, very basic level. Where are you? I mean, where currently you are. Now, you could be a student, you could be maybe a software developer working maybe in programming languages, or you could be a QA engineer, or you could be maybe a non-tech person. Now, from the various background you can be. So, everyone's steps are not going to be same, okay, because if you're non-tech, of course, a lot of more challenges you have to face. But if you are from a development background, you might find it a bit easier. But if you're from QA, then of course the process is going to be different. Now I'm going to talk about all that in a very simple concise way, and of course I'm from a experience point of view. I'm already I think in DevOps field more than 9 years probably. So let's get started. Very first thing, if you are a college student, then how to become a DevOps engineer. Now let's understand the scope of this. You are just a fresh grad, and you might know programming languages, beneficial. You know CI/CD tools, even better. You know maybe cloud, for example, AWS, maybe Azure or GCP. Now I'm not going to stress you to choose any particular cloud. I will say why not multiple clouds, okay? Because you don't know where the opportunity gonna knock your door, right? So that is one thing. Now let's say you already have some kind of development project experience, it's better. Now what if you don't have anything, just like right now I talked about all this, right? And you don't have anything at all, that's going to be tough for you. So you know what happens, because current tech market is very challenging, not because of recession or not because of your just a fresh grad, because in technological world it's always challenging, and it's always the tools are keep changing, the texts are keep changing, right? So what I will say, you have to show the credentials that you can do it, because if you are going to get hired as a fresher DevOps engineer, the first thing they're going to think, is that guy going to do it? I mean, can you believe that person can handle a production environment? Be it like, just leave it a production environment. Can this guy handle even a dev or staging environment? Now that's going to hit them very hard, okay? Now, if you can show them credential, like, see, I have done some project, I have worked in group, I have maybe have production, some kind of production internship experience, all this is going to add up, okay? But if you can't show any of all this, that's going to be a problem. So what are the things that you can show off if you're a fresh graduate, or like say fresher engineer, want to become a DevOps engineer, or maybe you're just kind of starter of DevOps, okay? Very first thing, you need to have some kind of development experience to show on. Maybe a website that you have developed and maybe deployed. Maybe it's a kind of system application that you develop, or maybe a mobile application. It's fine. You have developed a mobile application. You have developed the APIs. You have developed the front end. It's okay if it's just a boiler template. It's fine. They don't care about it much. Or and you have hosted in a cloud environment. Again, it can be any of the big three, but again, the market lead, AWS, right? So if you have hosted on AWS, you might get a better chance in getting the projects, okay? So whatever it is, you have some kind of development background, some projects, some experience to show off, then you're already ahead in the race, okay? But if you're not, just right now I told you a lot of things, right, that you have to perform, that you will show in a resume that you have done this, done that. And there is a site called Resume Audit. I think Resume Wall or Resume Audit. I will share the link maybe later in the description section, or maybe in the comments, where you can actually kind of get. I mean, even if you go to my channel also and go for the resume making, I have already given all the detailed information, how to make a fresher resume, how to make a kind of experience engineer resume, all that. Okay. Again, I will come to all the details things, like what are the tech skills and everything you must have. As I say, it's not same for everyone, that's why I need to start from the very basic for the freshers, okay? So um, I will come to all the question, but keep coming. I'm seeing that right now, it's not like I'm avoiding all that. I can see 5 question added in the YouTube, and it's in LinkedIn. How many? LinkedIn not much, but yeah, I'm expecting some question. Okay, from in LinkedIn also. So if you are watching in LinkedIn, I've seen already many people watching. So there also feel free to add all the kind of question you might have. Okay, it's already 50 people watching in LinkedIn. So please go ahead and ask the question there also. I'm definitely going to answer there as well. Okay. Now, freshers, you understand, okay, that you need to show up some things. Now, if you want to get a sure shot, like you will get it, that kind of skill, okay, what are the things you need? The very first thing, as a fresher DevOps engineer, they're gonna see that you know the system, kind of say Linux, or say, I mean, it's preferably Linux. Sometimes it's a healthcare, old companies, banking system, all this kind of a bit kind of on premise they want to keep things. They prefer the Windows system, okay. And all the modern companies, the latest cutting edge development, there mostly you will see the Linux system. So of course you need to have very good understanding of Linux. If you can, please do for the Windows also. You don't know where the opportunity gonna knock on, right? So, and you don't have the luxury. For senior engineer, they have the luxury based on the experience. But the moment you're a fresher engineer, you don't have the luxury. So listen on, learn both Linux and the Windows. Now in Linux, what you should focus? Of course, there are many commands. Like at least on the basic command: file management, user creation, user management, the authentication management, the automatic code execution on boot set. Okay, on boot you can execute code. That part you should learn. Then the after learning the basic commands, there are many things. You can just go to my last past videos. I think 2 3 years back I have already made very good videos on what are the things you need to learn on the Linux side. Okay, after learning the Linux, you need to focus on the shell scripting, because even currently also the CI/CD phases, the for example any automation going on, most of the cases behind the scenes there is shell scripting is happening, that is getting utilized. Okay, so it's not like that you have no programming, you don't need to know about the shell scripting for DevOps. It's not, you have a kind of option, it's a mandatory that you should have a shell scripting knowledge on top of the Linux. Okay, now if it's Windows, similarly you should have a sorry, better understanding of the PowerShell. Okay, so after you have the system level is done, okay, and listen on, if you're even the existing DevOps engineer, like say mid-level DevOps engineer, you can also listen on this. You might be already missing a lot of things what I'm going to say right now. Okay, now what next? Okay, uh, that after the system things, there is the, now it's not like that very become a very expert, but having a good level is good. What I'm talking about is a programming language, right? So it's not like they're expecting you to be a very expert in programming, but they want to see that you can do some kind of automation using programming language. Because see, of course you can utilize scripting for automation for kind of some kind of integration with third party services, but it's hell. If you think about when you're designing complicated solution, you're working with third party APIs. If you think that you can do that using shell script, then best of luck. I mean, that's not going to happen. What you need to know about is any high level programming language. And the moment I say high level programming language, that means the what, you know that, right? Python, or Node.js, JavaScript, or Go. Okay, and these are the preferred, but you cannot rule out the Java or other language, but you cannot learn all the programming, right? So I would say if you want to target the job for fresher DevOps engineer, or maybe mid-level DevOps engineer, Python still is the key. You need to learn Python. Okay, what can be additional edge? You can think about the Golang. Okay, that can give you edge, because not many programmers know Python and going to go both, right? So if you learn and have the both knowledge, then that's of course additional advantage that you have. Okay, then what, the programming, which is good. Think what should be the next thing. It should be about the, like, how to develop a program and have an application, right? So he must have developed using programming. He must have done some UI, or think about like no UI is there. It's just the hosting, means the web service, something very minimal, something. Okay, just think that point of view. But no matter what it is, you have to host it somewhere. You cannot host on a local machine, right? Because customer not gonna access your local machine, right? So it has to be there in the cloud. Okay, It can be any cloud. Again, I'm considering maybe AWS, okay, because that's the market leader. That's easier way to get started. So you're hosting an application in the cloud, right? So that is there. You need to host somewhere. Where? Cloud. So learn any cloud. I will again preferably say AWS. Start with AWS. Then you can move on to other cloud wherever you see opportunities. And multi-cloud, of course, is a good option, right? Okay, so you're done with the cloud. Now, all I'm talking about maybe sounds simple, but in reality, it's not. It takes time to learn Linux, scripting, and all that. It took me, I think, more than 1 year or 2 years, I think. Because see, I'm not working on only Linux scripting, but I was working on programming, also web development, and kind of having a knowledge in Linux and scripting was kind of a requirement. Okay, so that works as additional stuff. Okay, so that's one thing. It will take some time. You need, I mean, you cannot have 1 or 2 years, but at least you can get started within the basic learning part. I think I have done within even I'm by the way, I didn't had a kind of a tech background. I was a BCom engineer, okay, so not a BCom engineer, BCom graduate. So from BCom, I started working while even studying the master of web application from IGNU, and IGNU, it's remote, right? So I can I not want to say so kind of you don't have to attend the colleges or anything, so you can work for any company and studying, and you can just go for exams and all. So I used that opportunity. So while even was I just got fresh graduate from BCom, I did while doing BCom I did a kind of a software engineering from Ramakrishna Mission. So that was my advantage. So you need some kind of knowledge, some kind of programming, or kind of a tech background, okay, otherwise getting will be tough. So that worked for me, that advantage. And then while showing the people, okay, see, I'm studying on MCA, I'm studying on MCA, that time itself I got a job, even though it was only 1,000 rupees that time. But I need to get an experience to get a better opportunity. I knew that in my head, okay, that I worked. So if you're a starting off and thinking of maybe not that great college, I didn't have even a good name for my college or university, right? So I utilize the experience and the skills. Now think about it. If you have a regular college, you are already in advantage. But just first, your goal should be getting a experience, and then you can switch on the companies. Okay. Again, let's get back to the skills part. So cloud. Next thing comes up is the automation. And automation what? What kind of automation I'm talking about? It's the CI/CD, because see in normal local development you develop application in a single computer, but when the moment you're hosting in cloud, okay, there what happens? There we need to, based on the demand increases, or say based on the workload increases, you need to run many copies of the same service or same application code, okay. But what happen, okay, what happen if you want to update? Because you cannot just keep running the same old code forever, right? That's not going to work. It's innovation. You are going to develop applications, you are going to add features, you want to fix code that need to be deployed to different servers, or say containers, whatever you're running on. So there has to be a continuous integration. So the moment you're making a code chain, that the code need to get tested, build it, and integration tests to be happening, and then the build need to be pushed to maybe a staging server, or multiple staging servers, or multiple production servers. So that pipeline, we call it the one by step pipeline or workflow, need to be there, and that is what we call in simple language CI/CD, continuous integration and continuous deploy, okay, or delivery. Now that need to be there, so that you need to learn. Now what are the tools are there in the current market that can actually bring you a job? I will say, of course, Jenkins. And there will be there will be many say that, hey, no, Jenkins is not there. Jenkins. See man, I made a whopping $2,500 just last month working in a Jenkins setup integration, and for enterprise. So I mean, you can tell it, anybody can tell it, but in reality, Jenkins still getting used. At least I'm getting paid. Then why not, right? So Jenkins is still there, still valid. You should be learning as a part of an open source, because it's not cloud. I mean, cloud specific. It's cloud agnostic. You can run any cloud, any virtual machine, right? So that's the basic advantage. Then there are kind of a proprietary based. Now the moment I say proprietary means company specific. It can be Git based. Okay, so because see there are say GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, and each of these Git integration Git companies, or say Git hosting companies, have their own CI/CD kind of a tool. For example, GitHub have GitHub Actions, GitLab has GitLab CI/CD, Bitbucket have the Bitbucket pipeline, and you tell it, companies have their own. For example, AWS have its code build, code deploy, code pipeline. For example, Azure have the Azure Artifact, Azure code thing, code what they call. So they have a code repository that they have a, like Azure pipeline entire service altogether, right? And I think Google also have similar kind of thing. Now, every company have it. You should, but you cannot just like within short time as a fresher, you cannot just learn all, right? So I will say go for the popular one. Okay, so which popular one I'm saying? Jenkins first, then target the GitHub because most of the code is getting hosted in GitHub and the GitLab CI/CD. These two or these three actually is more than enough. If you need to learn more, it's okay. After getting a job, you can learn it, or even if the job requirement comes, it's actually a matter of 2 3 days to check out how it works and learn the basic out of it. They're not going to expect you to expect that you are expert on it. Okay, if you're in a junior mid level, right? If you're a senior engineer position, then they might even ask you these days certification and Git happening, right? So that might they might ask. Okay, so that is one thing. Now what? After you know about the CI/CD, then is the like that means what? You can continuously test the code, do the integration testing. You can make the build. You can do the deployment to multiple servers. Same version of code should run in all copies of the say virtual machine or the containers. So you have achieved that. Okay. Then what next? Then the next thing is actually the kind of there's two things. Okay, even you can call it in a single. You can think about that, but let's just call it two different stuff. Okay, what I'm talking about, infra as a code and the configuration automation, also configuration as code part. Okay, what does the infra as a code means? Infra as a code part is that, see, if you go to cloud, you need to run things, right? As I say, deploy your code, deploy your application. There is an option. You can go manually create an instance, manually create a virtual machine, then manually configure the networks, the VPNs. You can manually configure the IAMs. Oh, you can manually do a lot of things. And someday maybe a client has a requirement to maybe go to maybe in AWS, just another account they have to move, or maybe they need the exact same things, but maybe not in the current region. Maybe that's a EU kind of requirement came, and you have to exact same copy you have to run in the EU, maybe in the India. These days the regulatory things are very tough thing, right? Now what? I mean, you can again do things manually, and that's again very time-taking things, which I should not recommend. So what you should be doing? You should be doing infra as a code, and there are many tools around there. There is Terraform, and if you think about the cloud specific, there is so for example AWS, there is CloudFormation. For Azure, they have their Azure resource and other services. For Google, also Google have their own tools. Like of course, all cloud has, or maybe if you think about one tools who does it all. For example, there is a Terraform who does it all, who have the multi-cloud support, or Pulumi. Pulumi also have the kind of, what is the difference between the Pulumi and the Terraform? Terraform have a HCL or HashiCorp language, which is their own developed, very similar to kind of a JSON is kind of stuff. Okay, but Pulumi you can just use any programming language. For example, you are very good at Python or Go, then you can just use that and learn about the Pulumi SDK and integrate that. Okay, so that is the difference. In Pulumi, you can have your own language. Kind of you can use any popular programming language along with their libraries or SDK. For say Terraform, you have to follow the HCL language. Okay, so that is the main difference. Now you understand that you have to learn any of the things. Again, I personally suggest Terraform still getting into use in many companies and kind of a key requirement for all job positions. Okay, so you should be learning that. After that, there is a configuration and code. Now you need to push some code, or maybe you need to restart 100 servers, or maybe you need to kind of delete one particular stuff from 1,000 servers. Think about manually doing that is joke. You cannot do that manually. Even if you ask me doing 2 server, 3 server, I say no, it's going to be a big risk. Okay, if something happens, I need to also revert back to the 100 or 1,000 servers. Manually logging to servers and doing certain change is kind of not just risky, it's risky as hell. Okay, so you should not do that. What you should be doing? You should have kind of a configuration as code tool. For example, there is Ansible, still one of my most favorite tool which does the job right way. And then there is SaltStack, there is Vagrant, there is Shift. Again, my personal choice always going to be Ansible. It's open source and it does the job pretty well. So why I should go for other things? Okay. Now, what next? You learn about the configuration code tools. You learn about the infrastructure code. You know the system. You know CI/CD. You know the cloud. all those things. Again, it might seem that I'm going to overwhelm you or you're going to get overwhelmed in DevOps, but it's not like that. Okay, it's a step by step process. You need to first kind of optimize the coding. You need to first optimize the CI/CD pipeline. Of course, the where you deploy that part. So it's like you are all doing all the things as well, but there's a step by step process you're following. Okay, and all things to make the end-to-end solution ready. Okay, and if I'm telling about the end-to-end solution, then what? The next is the monitoring solution and the feedback loop. Okay, so that is another important thing. It's not like things will never go wrong. I mean, nobody believes that, right? So it's things are there. It's an electronic system. There are technically systems running, and 99% definitely gonna fail. Okay, okay, so it's gonna fail. Think about that and fail very hard. So what to do? If things fail and things gonna fail, you need to find out exactly when it's happening and you need to have a disaster recovery mechanism. Okay, again, if I can go very deep on it, but I don't have to because it's going to be a separate session altogether. Just make sure that if things go bad, you have a backup solution. Maybe current region having problem where you are hosting your solution, maybe one account having problem, then you should have a solution. That's the infra as a code is a kind of key player here, that you can quickly create the services, records, the instances, every configuration altogether in different account or different region. That kind of flexibility should have. It should have some kind of, if the database issue, then the database should have a functionality of point in time recovery, and you can quickly spin up an instance from the last best backup that you have, and you can quickly start other services. Those things you have to plan it well. You have to monitor CPU, RAM usage, network usage, all this kind of very important metrics that's mattered to your company, your application, so that you can make important decision on that. If you're seeing that okay, the memory is spiking very high suddenly, of course there is a memory lag in the application. You have to fix the application, not the instance. You see suddenly kind of CPU rising, that means some kind of service in your application utilizing CPUs, I mean kind of doing some kind of operation infinitely. Okay, there are problems in your application code and you have to fix it. Now if you don't have a monitoring system in place, how can you find out? How can you fix the application code? I think you have to think about all that. Okay, you need to have all those things ready. Now, whatever I just told you, okay, be it a fresher DevOps engineer, be it a say mid-level or even senior engineers, it's actually applied to all. But if you're just fresher, you need to kind of give very importance because people need to believe you. And if you can show a proof that you did something, you have done something, a demo, a project, could be anything. Okay, that's gonna play a very good kind of proof that you can do it, and that is important. You just have to show and to prove you can do it. That's it. Okay, now okay, what is that? Why I will make a stream private? I do sometime, but I'm not gonna make it private. Okay, so don't worry. Okay, so that is there. Now I talked about the tech people, right? I mean, if you're following the video from the first to end, now you know what exactly are the tools you need to learn for current job market. Again, I always say in my last previous teams also, you need to always learn the category lead. So find out a tool, I mean a particular category. Maybe it's a kind of, for example, infra as a code. Maybe it's a cloud, whatever it is. Find the category lead and learn that first. Why? Because that will have the more opportunities and you can learn that quickly. It's category lead for a reason. It must have the better documentation. It must have the better adoption rate. It must have the better opportunities. That's why people are learning after this, right? I mean, otherwise, why people will learn after something? That's not more important. That's important. That's the reason why people are running after this. Okay, there is no other stuff happening. So that is one thing. Now what? It's more of the tech background. It's a fresher that have a tech background. What if you're a QA? What if you're a support engineer? What if you are a non-tech person? Whoa, how can you just jump into DevOps or cloud and all that? Now, let me be very straight from the beginning itself. Okay, again, I see LinkedIn also a lot of question coming up. I will gonna answer all that. Just don't worry that I'm gonna miss it. No, I'm not gonna miss it. I will come at all this. Okay, just give me a bit time to cover the basic stuffs that is very important, and I'm gonna cover all that about freelancing, about how to get opportunities, about how to approach recruiters, about how to craft a very good resume, about how to craft a cover letter. I've did all from the last 8-9 years, man. So I know. Just think about the DevOps part. Okay. Now, one very question is that you cannot focus, and I'll come to that because a lot of people can't focus. I'll come to that. Don't worry. Okay, so it's about, let's talk about the non-tech people, and then I mean, say support engineers, QA. There are the tech people, but not exactly a programmer person, right? Or maybe a non-tech person. Okay, so how should you approach? How can you become a DevOps engineer, cloud engineer, all that? Now let's understand. It's gonna be hell kind of challenges for you, because why? Because people are not gonna true, like, you're a support person, why I'm gonna believe you? Think from the recruiter mindset, think from a entrepreneur mindset, or think from a hiring manager mindset. See, they're seeing you kind of a person whom they cannot believe that you can handle a production environment, and they might have a paying customer, right? And they cannot play with the production environment with someone that they don't trust. It's about again gaining the trust, right? So you cannot start from, if you're kind of making a stream change, most likely if it's an internal hiring, so you are working for a company for 8 5 6 years 4 years, then you're making a switch to DevOps, you have more chances because they know where this guy, I know him, yeah, we can make him understand, he's a very good friend of mine or maybe good colleague, we can work with that. But if you're coming from another company and they don't know anything about you, maybe they're hiring for you for some, because your pay cut, you're maybe whatever your charges you're taking in the last company, you're maybe charging maybe for example 50 40 or 60% less, which is unlikely. But in case you are eager to move on to one stream, say non-tech or maybe a kind of QA or support background to DevOps, of course, you may make such kind of decisions. Okay, and I will not blame for you, because your goal here is to make a stream switch or make a career switch, just so that you can land into a cloud DevOps role. And of course, after after 3 4 years, you will get a better paying opportunity. Of course, that's what happens, right? Even if it's a recession, doesn't matter. If you're well skilled, you will of course get a good job. Okay, uh, now the tools that I just talked about, if you're new, you have to watch from, I'm not going to repeat, but all the tools that I talked about, all the technologies, all the things that I talked about, you need to learn it. Okay, there is no way out. What additional you have to do? Okay, make your network very stronger. Okay, and I see there is already a QA people, QA person. Okay, I think that's okay, sir. That's why I'm feeling very difficult one. Okay, the thing why you're feeling this difficult, okay, and maybe another reason that I can focus or to learn it, I think I'm trying for 2 months but losing confidence, please guide. Okay, the reason might be that it's overwhelming, you are trying to learn everything and all at a time within, I think 2 months is very less time, if you think very honestly. What happens, there are many tech courses, many batches going on. I'm not going to go on a target or anything, or talk about any one person, because many are very good friends or not so good friends anyway, but I'm going to go there. What I'm going to say, that what you are learning from the people, those people see the experience level, they might have a 3 4 5, if you think like a person like me teaching who have more than 12-year experience, those are the experienced guys. For them, they can teach you like they can have a recording or maybe live session maybe for 1 month 2 months maximum 3 months, but they learn from the last 5 10 12 years. How can you become same level person in very short courses? And that's impractical, to be honest. They're teaching, maybe good way teaching, they're giving them all, but practically you cannot become the same person who's teaching you. And actually I have seen, not I have paid teaching, but I have teach a lot of people, and they expect, can I become a same level too, and this is impossible. It took me many years to reach this position. How can you become in 1 year even, right? So you need to go through all the process. So and I want to tell you, listen, that you cannot become a pro within 2 3 months, even 6 months, even 1 year. I'm not telling like, see, 1 year you become, no. You, if you're that meditative, of course you can, but not everyone that adaptable. Okay, so how should you start? Very first, your approach should be always internal approach. Okay, you're working as a QA engineer or support engineer, and you have a DevOps cloud team, talk with that person who is already in your team. Sit in a lunch and talk with the person. Hey, what's up? What you're working on? Can you show me the code? Oh, what you're doing? I mean, that's how I did it when I was a programmer. I always kind of bug DevOps in a cloud engineer who is senior. And if I have the option, of course, not that always I have that kind of luxury, but whenever I had, I always ping them. I always ping the seniors what they're working. I see their codes, what they're doing, what their mindset. You have to learn. Okay, you have to learn as much as possible from different people, because you cannot make the mistakes and learn everything. Okay, because people don't progress that way. They learn, of course, but they learn more from the other people mistake, other people learning. They can learn faster. Okay. So what I'm telling you, first, uh, first go slow. Okay, you cannot learn everything in a 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Not that gonna work. Okay. So first, think about focusing on your one thing. Maybe first 1 month or 2 months, focus only on the uh, Linux side or say scripting. Okay, you understand that very well. You're all okay. Then move to the programming part. Again, don't learn. See, if you ask me, Sandeep, you know Python, JavaScript, PHP, because I was started as a PHP engineer, then Rust and all those things. Because I know that's fine. But if you ask me how many production experience I have, it's count to JavaScript because I haven't started from the early stage. PHP, I started from early age. Then Python and Go. Rust is something that I'm still learning. There are other things I'm still learning. So I cannot say that I'm production level knowledge on those things. So similarly, if you're starting up, you cannot become or you cannot learn and master all the programming language. Start from maybe Python, simple to learn, and make demos, make sample projects and all that. So learn one thing, but learn good way. So give 1 or 2 months again based on your capacity. Learn and give 1 or 2 months on Python. Same thing for the cloud. Give at least 3-4 weeks, 1 month or 1.5 months for the cloud. Learn the basics because if your basics is strong, you are kind of unbeatable. Okay, in my past many interviews, it's not that the advanced question I cannot answer. Okay, the moment I fail different interviews, it's like I forgot the basic stuff. That's kind of a shameful, but that's what reality happen. People not gonna judge you if you cannot answer an extremely difficult question because they know that you can or cannot answer. It's fine just to see your knowledge. But the moment they ask you a very simple question and if you can't answer that, that's kind of hurt. Okay, that kind of hurt very bad because they will think, it's very simple question, why this guy is not able to answer. So that's the thing. The basic, you have to make it strong. Advanced, if you become say 10-12 experience, okay, then it might or might not matter. But basics matter no matter what year of experience or what stream you're switching on. Okay, that you should remember. Okay, now that is one thing. What next? Okay, just like this, go step by step, make demo, because what I say, make demo projects or something to show up. I mean, no matter where you are, maybe you're fresher, maybe in the mid level, maybe in the switching from non-tech or QA or support, doesn't matter. You need to have the projects ready because people always would like to see what you have done. Again, that's why the best thing you can do, don't make a company to company switch from a QA background or support background or maybe a non-tech. First make a switch to maybe you can do via also, that is also fine. I've seen that work. From QA or support you become a system engineer or maybe programmer or say web developer part, maybe it's just 1 year or 6 months. Then you in the same company you can ask for, or maybe then you can make a switch, that is fine. So what happened from complete non-tech, complete support backgrounds or QA background to making a DevOps, it's actually very difficult. Okay, but you can just make a via switch kind of say a web developer or maybe kind of say system engineer or Linux engineer. Then make things more easier. So that via route also can do. Again, you have to keep experimenting. Not one way or one solution gonna work for you and everyone. You have to make experiments. Okay, the suggestion I give to my mentees or the students that are trained on, that you have to keep experimenting. You don't know what is going to best work for you. Nobody actually knows. Okay, so you have to keep experimenting. I can give you the different ways, but it's up to you how you're experimenting things and find out what's going to work and not work for you. It's going to take time. Take time. That's fine, because you're trying 2 months and giving, like say, or 3 months you're leaving home and giving up everything. Think about a person who is working 5, 6, 10, 12, 13, 14 years. They are giving so much. That's why they achieve the things they have achieved right now, right? So it's not gonna happen very easy way. It's gonna take time. Let's take time, but you keep making small progress. And that's after 1 year or half year or maybe 2 years, you're gonna see the juicy result out of it. Okay, you're getting so much offers, money, and all that. Okay? So that's gonna happen, but you have to just hold on. Sometimes things go very fast, and what happened, this recession news, hoax, I will say most of the cases, or say so many jobs going on top companies, that makes you feel kind of nervous, kind of make you worry. But it happened, like it's happening every year. It happened 8, 9, 10 years back also. It will happen in future also. You're gonna just always think about that. I think this thing you can do right now is actually think that what need to learn, think what is in demand or research about that, think that what you can learn and implement, and You can approach to recruiters or approach to companies that hire me basis on that. That's more important. Okay. Now, I think now is the time to answer very good questions, and I think by talking all this take and everything, I have covered how to become DevOps engineer, learning all these tools, and I'm gonna come to say behavioral part, the soft skills, another thing. Before that, I'm going to take all the question and the comments, okay, both on the LinkedIn and the YouTube. I'm not gonna miss any of that, okay. For LinkedIn, my streaming software doesn't support, so I will just read out loud. For YouTube, I have direct integrations into my streaming software, so I'm going to show you the screen. Okay. Okay, Sunil is 2018 plus, great. So worked in the core DevOps field, and now I'm to switch to DevOps. So you are in the core field. That means you core field. I'm assuming that core technical field. So what are the tools that I talked about in this video? If you learn that, you can create some demo projects, and then first always try the internal hiring or internal or maybe reference based hiring. If you can't, I mean, ultimately you don't have the luxury or options, then you try different companies, start giving interviews. 100, 10, 20, 100 doesn't matter. First, you have to crack the position, right? Sometime you need to kind of a strategic decision to pay cut or maybe same level hiring. Do it and make a switch, and then after 1 or 2 years, you should make the change. Okay, so कुछ पाने के लिए कुछ खोना पड़ता है, there's a say, right? So you understand what I'm saying? Okay, sir. हाँ, Anshu. Okay. So job नहीं मिल रहा sir. 6 months से 2 year experience. Please help. Say, I will tell you, okay, your 2 year experience, right? So I have a student, okay, I'm just training him from last 3 months, and he got a salary. Very junior person, you don't even 1 year experience. That guy, I think, got a 19 lakh per annum package. How? That guy is intelligent, okay, he doesn't cry up. Okay, so what he does, he go to different events, he network with senior person like me and other people, he got the references. He was kind of a bit worried, sir, what to learn and what not to learn, because so many things, so many people, like this person saying XYZ need to learn, that people saying ABC, and he was very kind of messy situation. He's an intelligent guy. So I told him about that, like, see, in the video also says the exact same thing. Additionally, based on his resume, I make some recommendation to change the resume approach, the cover letter. I will come to that also. So that cover letter part changes, and how to approach to the recruiter. Like, say, you cannot just apply to different jobs and then say magically things gonna change. Most of the cases, either they're gonna reject you without even seeing things, and then they're gonna keep in ignored mode. Okay, what happens? A recruiter, when they get job, say LinkedIn apply, or say from different, they have many emails. Okay, that not gonna work. What gonna work? You go to different events and see from that company. Many companies, many people come to the event, right? Specifically, for example, what is the example I'm saying? AWS Summit, AWS Community Day. It could be Microsoft Ignite event. It could be any summit, any event. It has to be a very big one, okay, not smaller one. Small also good people sometimes comes, but so target the better option, right? So big summit and event. You go to that. Then you talk with people, become friends, become like network with them, and then just casually even ask, like, your company have any requirement, or say your any friend's company has a requirement. If you're never gonna ask, how do you even know about those positions exist? That might exist in the job form, say in LinkedIn or anywhere, but recruiter never even see that. They have a ATS software, and most of the ATS are kind of a buggy system, I see. And those what happen, they will gonna reject you. Even you are the perfect fit for the position even for fresher engineer, but you are not going to get that because they don't see your resumes. That's the hard reality. Recruiters don't even see your resumes. Maybe they see, say, 1,000 people applying. I'm going to guarantee you they can see only 10, 20, or maybe 100. 100 they cannot see, like, say 10, 20 minutes. Just 5 seconds, 4 seconds, maybe max to max 10 seconds, not more than that. So if you have a 10, 20, say 2, 3 pages of resume, they're not seeing it. You're fresher, right? 2 year experience. So 2 year plus, that means you should have max to max 1 page resume, okay? 1 page resume. Then again, you cannot say I have done this 10 projects. No, the best project, the best skill you applied, the performance, that the kind of impact that is made, that you have to show off. If you have internship, that should be a highlight. Or say if you have a 2 year experience, that means you have already worked on any company. What are the things you work? That what impact that work made in your team or company? Those things you have to highlight. Okay, that's just the getting of the job. Okay, the best thing I will say, not even that sometimes doesn't work. What works, again I say, go to different event, network with a senior engineer, and ask them, can you please schedule a direct interview with your company recruiter? That's where magic happened, my friend. Then that senior engineer who have the authority most of the cases can just directly call or say even if the recruiter itself coming to the say particular. So what happened? I'll give a story. Okay. So what happens? For example, I'm gonna take the original name. What happened? That guy came. That's very good friend of mine. Okay, and one student asked me, sir, I think he have 3 year experience, kind of 3 year experience, and I think programming, and he wanted to make a switch to DevOps and cloud. Okay, so I asked him that I asked my friend that, say for example A, kind of, hey, do you have any open in your company? Sandeep, yes, I have more than 10 position open. I'm not getting proper resource. I said, did you like open in the job platform? Say, Sandeep, I did it, but not getting good person. I said, wait. Hey, that person name, come here. I just called him, and he was also in the event. I asked, like, he came just to meet me in the event. I say, see, like, say, Mr. A, need to with this, engineer who want to get a job, and say, wow, it's good. I mean, share me your number, and can you come for the interview next week or maybe within this month? And the who was looking for job say yes, and directly, I mean, he applied, and the recruiter, I think within 1 week itself, we got a schedule for interview. He sit in the interview, and the news I got within, I think that after the events 2 weeks probably, he got the offer. Okay, and very good amount. So I'm just giving a one example of how things happen. Again, I cannot get talk about the names of the persons. I didn't ask for a permission for that, so I will not take that name. But this is what happens in general, man. I mean, even I also, when I was looking for opportunities, I go to different events. I go to, and I got like, even I don't have to ask them. They come to, they have my number, and they DJ, "Hey, Sandeep, we need a DevOps engineer expert in Linux side, or we need a DevOps cloud DevOps engineer expert in the infra as a code. I mean, if you're available, good, and if you don't not available, can you just recommend someone?" That's what networking. That's when, even that time, maybe decision happen, maybe not happen. That time might be not good opportunity outside the job, but internal things. The networking is also public learning, also very good opportunity will bring to you. Okay. I'm just giving you, again, just giving you example how the real world work. How can you get the opportunities? Okay, how many years? In 12, more than 12 years, I never have to recession. I don't even care about the recession. What, to me recession doesn't work, because I have my of course the client base, the networking, and the, of course, keep learning, because even I'm not showing it, but I'm very I'm learning. I'm doing higher degrees. I'm doing new programming language learning, even making courses for the goal is remaining courses. I'm doing a lot of stuff. That what this means, that I am not stopping somewhere. You have to, similarly, you have to keep learning. You have to keep doing things. You have to again do public learning, which is the most important thing. Many people have missed it. Okay, I have seen many people who does the public learning, who does kind of share the experiences, who does go to and do many events, and they're doing kind of doing the foreign trips, and all are actually, most of the cases, sponsored by the company. So that you have to think about that. It's not like, I think personally, it's a mindset. You have to make your mindset like, I have to go to different event. It's my problem. I want job. I want more connection, more networks that can make my career more smoother. So you have to think that way. Okay. So that is the thing. What you do to get job? If you have the skills. If you don't have the skills, first get skills. Have some projects to show off, and go to different events. Talk with people. Build networks, and ask for direct referrals. Things gonna work for you. Best sources to learn DevOps and how much time? Okay, what I will see, most of the live courses, what happens, I mean, you can learn from them. Even I also started, but I found to be hard for my, due to my projects and all the deliveries and all that. It's become hard for me. Even family, all my family is kind of, daughter is only 2 years, right? So I have to give a lot of time to her these days. That's why I'm not doing the live courses. Maybe sometime, I don't know exactly. I mean, even I think only have one batch, only 10 people, and they're in some out of India most of the cases, and doing good jobs, different companies. But anyway, there are many people doing it. If the cost sound reasonable to you, good reviews, you can go. What I personally did, I never go for any people courses when even I was learning. Best resources always for me was the Udemy courses, only 400, 500 rupees. Then there was this, what, um, I think what is that? Some many YouTube courses. Take with Nana. I learned from many. That's I'm again no shame to taking some names. That's I learned from Nana's thing. The basic stuff, not the advanced stuff, of course. For advanced stuffs, I have to go for the paid. Sometime Udemy paid courses. When I have the enough money in my hand, then I go for the Cloud Guru courses. Even Linux. What is I think forgot the Linux. I forgot the name. Could be Linux Academy or something. It's now merged with the Cloud Guru that I was learning many courses that time. Okay, so that's it. Now you have the Code Cloud. Again, I'm not some names I'm not shying out, which is good, which is the Code Cloud. They have very I will not say cheaper, but not too much for Indian people. So you can like Mumshad did a very great job in that. So that particular even I have many students which actually learning from that particular platform and giving me good reviews on that. So I think that's fine. You can go for that also. So there are many. Okay, the main fact there are many places to learn. Udemy, a cloud good if you think of the cloud courses. Udemy again have the most of the cases. If you can't find in Udemy, then you go. Again, if you get something for free, even free, for example, in YouTube or somewhere, very good courses, go for that. If you can't, then paid go to Udemy. If you're not finding in Udemy, then you have to search wherever you're finding, you have to grab it on. Okay. That should be your approach. Hi, Sufyan. Okay, I'm getting struggled. Okay, so it's Alshan Kaur is saying that I'm going to still some error. I get the difficulty when sorry sorry I will just go from the beginning again. Sorry for my pronunciations. I am getting struggle in some errors that I am get especially with difficult of them. I spend 1 or 2 days. Sometimes error given that okay. You are going in the right way, man. Why I'm telling you sometime, not just sometime, many times, one simple error took me 1 or 2 weeks because I don't know how to fix it. It can be a not so simple for me. After finding a solution, it seems simple, but before finding a solution, like how I'm gonna fix it, how this is gonna work. So there are many times like so. It's not a problem. It's kind of think about it's a part of the learning process. You will face difficulties, you will face problems, keep solving it. Might take 2 days, 3 days, 2 week, three doesn't matter. Just keep doing it and keep doing it. You will certainly be in a position to solve these kind of things more simply as you get more experience. Don't worry about that. Okay. Next question, Sir Sufyan Sheikh, Sir, tell me the best way to learn practice DevOps and how we can create good job. How do you approach freelancer? Okay, I will. Okay, let's be honest here. I'll be very honest here. Never ever approach freelance job as a fresher. You're not gonna. First of all, you're not gonna get a very good opportunity. If you get that, will be kind of chiller jobs. Don't go for that. What it should be approach here is that go for full time or remote full time as a fresher. Do it for 1, 2, I would say 2 or 3 years. One will be very less. 2, 3 years. Then you can at least when you start freelancing after 3 years, you'll get some reasonable amount. You get more experience. Within 5 or 6 years, you will get a very good per hour or monthly or say contract rate. So that you should be an approach to the freelancing part. Now how to practice? Again, I have told about the very many sources. You go for the YouTube courses, you go for the Udemy or say Code Cloud courses, the DevOps part, and you learn from them. Some platform offer you the live practice backgrounds, or maybe your local computer you can try on. For example, Kubernetes. You can use the Kubernetes, some Minikube, or I mean, there's some other tools also, Carpenter, something like that. There are many tools. Okay, I use not so because most of cases I do work on directly on the clouds, experiment there, sometime on the Minikube. But there are many tools that can help you on learning in the local environment also. You should focus on. Just some research needed. You do it, just Google about it. You will see tons of solution. Again, it beginning it will be overwhelming. The key is to start with something, try it, give it a try, put some time there. Is most probably going to work. If not, then only move to the next one. Not just try with all that everything together. Don't do that. Okay, just one by one, make a baby step progress, and you will be eventually be there. Okay, that should be your way. So what is the okay? What is the best way to learn the Python and Go? I learn Python's good. I since I don't have to work it daily. That's okay. Honestly, no, I will say that this is the problem. Okay, that you're learning something. If you don't do it daily, okay, you're gonna forget. So what I do to, I mean, I also don't work on say Python every day or Go every day or maybe Rust every day. So what I do, I prepare notes for Python, Go, and everything so that the moment I see the notes now, I will remember everything. So that you have to do your hand only. Just not I'm saying writing, but you can go to gist.github.com, or say maybe local notes, local repository, or say GitHub. You have to kind of store all the code snippet, the step that you have learned, all the notes that you process. Okay, and maybe you're not working right now. That's fine. The moment that you have a requirement came up, you just go to your notes first, give it a look. Okay, the moment you give it a look, you will see you start remembering all that things slowly. That what I found worked for me, and many students have kind of suggested the same, and many for many it worked. So the key is to keeping a notes on whatever you're learning, not just Python and Go, any DevOps tools, any say cloud services you're learning, or maybe other things, whatever you're learning. Think of it's a kind of recovery mechanism. Okay, so the moment you see all those notes, you'll start remembering what you learned while keeping doing the notes. Okay, that's what I found useful. Okay, so that's you can do. And any programming, the first thing to learn is the that programs different keywords, basic operation like looping, except of course the variables, the data types, then looping, then the conditional statement, like very basic building blocks. Okay, then you see, okay, the string have like data type have multiple functions, string have different function, number have different function, maybe the arrays have different function. Just go slowly, and then you see async wait of say how the code execution flow working on the blocks, code blocks, how they're functioning, how to define the environment variables, how to work with the JSON, so structured, non-structured data, how to work with the databases. That's how the learning process happen for the programming languages. Okay, one thing is that for DevOps engineers, many interviews you need to have solid, at least the middle to advanced with level, based on again what your work you're working on. There you have to kind of that programming language needed, but at least have one programming language that is very good at it, and any challenges that comes, that you should be able to answer. That level you have to do. Again, I will personally suggest the Python, because what I've seen, most of the companies have Python based challenges. Okay, that you should focus on. Okay. So, hi Sandeep sir, from Anish. What would be the market on DevOps in US after joining doing the masters there? See, if you do masters there, okay, don't just be limited to DevOps jobs. Why not you go for a say SR? I mean, for example, SR is there, but why not the software development SD? XD1, 2, there are many levels, right? Based on your experience level, why don't you go for the software development jobs? Now, if your only focus is to do, DevOps, DevOps have branch kind of job branches. Okay, for example, infra architect, or say infra as a code engineer, or maybe a platform engineer. Also, there are many options. Right? Don't stick to one thing. Your goal is to kind of have a your like मिट्टी को बोलते हैं ना वो strong करना under your feet. So that things like having a solid ground that you have to first achieve. Okay, base ground I will say that you should do first. Try to get any very good position. Have a say 2-3 experience. Could be platform engineer, could be SRE, could be any tech positions. Mostly focusing on the development, and then you can make quick choices, quick switches. Okay, that you should be focusing on. Okay, so again, I think I'm not gonna miss the YouTube one. Okay, sorry, LinkedIn one. So let me see. Okay, a lot of questions. I'm gonna just I think 5 10 questions. Then I'm gonna not maybe just 5 questions I will attend from the linked YouTube, and then more question from LinkedIn. Okay, so let's see. I work. Okay, what I missed. I like more questions. Okay. Getting struggled somewhere. Okay. Best to learn, everyone. Okay. I would be okay. So I worked at a startup. Have work experience GitLab, CI/CD. Yes. Always learn Jenkins. You'll get more opportunities, of course. So tell me, okay, cloud engineer. I mostly covered the DevOps engineering part. Let's say for today's session is more of the DevOps engineering position. So I'll just give you DevOps. For cloud, maybe I will just do a separate session. Okay, I cannot handle too many things in a single session, right? Okay, which platform is good for freelancing now? LinkedIn, of course. See, freelance job, you have to first target the freelancing platform like Upwork, freelance.com. There are many, Sective Top, Turing, all that. And LinkedIn, you just keep doing the public learning, share the knowledge, write articles, blogs, show the cool stuff that you're doing, and some recruiters, recruiter, entrepreneur, or maybe just like a engineer like me can see you're getting impressed and may want you to join the team. It can happen like so. That is keep that open. Do in both. Okay, focus on the freelancing platform first because you need first reviews. You need the basic job at the first, and then also keep doing the same kind of as a public learning part and sharing knowledge on the LinkedIn. You will see, of course, based on people preferences, whoever finds similarities in what you're doing and what they're doing, they will of course reach out to you. Okay, that should be your approach. Okay, how to learn networking for DevOps, and just go to my channel, search for the networking, you'll find a networking for DevOps. Okay, I think I covered. Okay, I'm getting so many errors, making me feel upset. Okay, yeah, that even when I started, I was fearing from the different errors, but the moment from different years of experience, when I learned when what error happened, how to fix it, that you have to learn, of course, then these things will go away. Don't think that it's going to be permanent. All this feeling you see is actually faced by every single engineer who ever learning or already learned things and learning something new. So it's not that, I know it's hard, the motivation part, that you have to keep doing it. There will be problems, there will be whatever you do, some nothing is like errorless. Okay, whatever you learn, what you do, will see errors. Your focus should be trying to fix it. Sometime it will happen, fix will happen 1 hour, or might take 1 day, 2 day, or maybe 1 week. You have to keep focus on always right, is like how to fix it. Sometime when you're sleeping, the solution come to your mind. That happens with me also, but it will happen. Just don't lose the hope. Keep trying, try to fix it. Use whatever necessary to fix it. Be it Stack Overflow, be it Chat GPT, be it whatever. Your primary focus will be search about the problem that you're facing. What are the like this? How we did it? Okay, while working for different companies, even freelancing project also, we don't had any senior. I mean, I don't had any senior. I don't had any person to reach out. Any problem happen, I go to Google, search day and night about that particular problem, like, fix it somehow. It may takes 1 2 day or even 1 week. I just let the client know, see, this is the problem I'm facing. It might take time. And if the client asks how many days, suppose it takes me 1 or 2 days, I will definitely tell him it took another 3 4 days, because if I tell him that it's gonna take 1 or 2 days, he's gonna ping me less than that. So if I say I say 2 days, he's gonna ping me after 1 day. If I say 1 hour, he's gonna ping me in next 15 minutes. Okay. So if something I think that's gonna take you 2 days, ask the client, say the client that it's gonna take 4 days. So if you can make the solution faster, that's good, right? You made the solution very fast. But if it's not even quickly, not able to make that fix quickly, you still have the time. So think about that. Okay, these are learn from the tricks of the senior people. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Sujan. Um, okay, I am Q engineer. Yeah, let's say I'm a non-tech guy from the BCom background. If I become a DevOps, cloud DevOps programmer and whatnot, you can do wonders, man. So don't do so. I don't know where you are. If we can meet any place, I'm going to Bangalore. I don't know you're from Bangalore or not. Definitely meet. I will make you focus. I will make things simple. Okay. Sometime I can say things uh, which might look simple, but sometimes meeting people and making things explain, it might work for you. I don't know. You can comment down where you are. Wherever I am in that place, Nikhil, I'll definitely meet you. Okay, that I'm gonna make a promise with you. So don't worry. Uh, Layoff. Okay. Let me tell you my layoff story. And not just one time, multiple time. And there are reason for that. It's not like without a reason getting layoff. Okay. So what happened for the normal companies, that you work for company not making profit. If you are a junior resource, you are not costly. It's very very unlikely they're going to lay off. But you're working for a company, you are a senior resource, you are making very huge money, your chances of getting layoff in the company is higher. Why? You're costing the company more, company not making enough profit. You're in a QA position. I don't think they're charging you so high, so don't worry. what you should be focusing on is that you have the time. You're doing QA, it's fine. I think I mean, QA work also not easy. I know many QA engineers bugging me all the time. I do love them. They bug me. Something this is not working. Something that not working. Something this thing not done properly. I like this. This is a programmer QA thing. Okay. Now, uh, that thing happens. It's fine. QA also very important job, and they're doing very good jobs. But they have more time sometimes. Okay. So going to go to, we have the weekends, you have the whenever in the day you have time, try to learn the technology that I discuss, or practice, try to make some project out of it. So do something like so showable to people, because you might be a person that who knows all, who have very good knowledge and experiences, but if you can't prove that you cannot show the world what you're doing, then how they want to believe you? You need to show up, right? So that things you have to remember. Addition to that, don't there will be fear, but what is the key thing? If you keep learning things, if you can keep showing off the things that you are capable of, you keep giving the interviews. I say that even when I have a very stable opportunity, even I share my experience about rejecting a 10k offer or 10k USD offer per month, because it's not just because I don't like the job or they're asking me to quit the YouTube. It's because of the already power that I have. I already financially strong. I already have good projects. So I'm not like it's a thing that I cannot reject. I have the luxury to reject even big offers like that. So become that person. Become a person who have offers, opportunities, and skills and knowledge. You will see you can tackle all this fear of layoff. Okay. And as I say, I'm going to share you mine also. So I have worked on countless projects. In LinkedIn, I don't add all the project name. Okay, because all those projects are maybe 1 month, 2 3 weeks, 5 days. It depends. Most of the cases, when the work is done, that they have no point to keep hiring me. I'm a very costly resource, right, to the companies. So they don't have a reason to hire a costly resource if their problem is solved, if their basic things are solved, or if their problem is already done. Okay, they hire me for, like, they don't say like that, but oftenly they hire me for 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 2 3 week, and once the things get done, of course I'm out of the team. It kind of not a layoff, but in behind us is layoff, because I'm a costly resource to the company or the client. They want me for a certain time till their work get done, and I'm out of the project. And I enjoy that part. Okay, this is not a problem for me. Already have stable projects, very long term projects. Okay, which is kind of I'm enjoying there. And then I have this kind of quick repeat projects. Okay, where I make a very spike money, which I enjoy. Okay, and out of that money, I make a lot of necessary and unnecessary purchases. Okay, so I enjoy that. I mean, having more amount of money is always good. Nothing bad out of that, right? So think about that. Okay. Okay. Hey, Guru. Now, Guru, I hope I don't know if you're already in India or out of you go back to the UK. But anyway, let's meet somewhere if you get a chance. If you're still in India, okay. Referring is the best way forward. Yes, always true. Sir, please talk about learning. I think, yeah, I mean, yeah, networking part I've already covered in my YouTube channel. You can go, and main thing in networking part, you don't need to learn about the routers, switches, and all that. If you want, of course, I covered that also. But what you should be focusing on is actually how to configure the VPC, how to cover the VPC endpoint, how to create the private link endpoints, all this kind of stuff, which is cloud specific. Okay, you don't need to learn the basic network. Don't focus on that. Okay, you never need to. Okay, some firewall rules set. Okay, all those things, again, that's not super complicated. It's just some script that you have to learn. It will be easy enough to get started. So don't worry. Okay, I think 5 questions I asked, but I supposed to go 5 questions. I covered most question in from the YouTube. Now is the, again, I cannot show from the LinkedIn, but I'm gonna just cover it directly. Okay. So what will be a suggestion who has been testing 10 years plus want to move into DevOps? So if you are into QA, and then you are into QA 10 years, again, just like I told, the things that need to learn from the tech skills I talked about from the beginning, that plus you should always target for the internal switching. So for example, you are working very close with the developers as a DevOps engineers. You ask them, can I help with you? Can I get involved in some demo projects or POC? That is your trick to get into DevOps jobs. Okay, you can make a move from QA to direct if you have the right skill set and right projects to show off, which is very unlikely. But if you have that, you should be trying and to get a different companies. The problem will be the pay. They are oftenly not going to increase the payment. Sometime if same or less. That you should that they also say, and you have to agree. Okay, that should be your thing. Now, how to, okay, that I covered. Then the question is that from Jigar Sa in LinkedIn, how to post it. Okay, how to kind of remember, how to remember all the tools cloud concept, because it happen if you have if you give 5 interviews and a particular concept not asked in the interview, then in the sixth interview you forget. I need tips to handle. Okay, so what happened, doesn't matter 1 2 5 10. I often used to give more than 20 30 interviews also. Okay, every interview, the moment is finished, I have a very good practice. Okay, I go to gist.github.com and I quickly list down all the kind of uh, all the questions that got asked, specifically the question that didn't able to answer. The question that he able to answer is, I always remember that, right? But I focus on the question that I didn't able to answer, that I keep note. I use any tool possible, be it ChatGPT, be it Google search, wherever I found the, like, not sometimes even mix of that. Okay, to find proper explanation, answer, and all that. Sometimes graphs I need, because graphs help to understand things in an easier way. Okay, and that I try to kind of understand. And next time when I go to interview and topics are around the same thing, I go quickly check the notes and then go to interview. And that's my practice. You can do develop similar practices. It will be helpful for you. Okay. Uh, okay. In is from in database perspective, what automation can be performed using DevOps and do cost saving? Any suggestions? See, from a database point of view, what are the things you can do? Most cases is the automatic backup taking, or maybe infra as a code for DevOps. I mean, you have the like database, of course, that database service you're utilizing, that has to be a provider in the infra as a code, or maybe that should have a service integration. That is one thing. Other than what? Sometime, for example, there is a, like, say that database getting overloaded, okay, or the resources getting utilized for the database, you need to kind of extend that, maybe add the more reader instances, or maybe add more writer nodes, whatever it is. If the most cases, many cases writer node more than one doesn't support, it's kind of a horizon, let's say, sorry, vertical scaling, not the horizontal. But if the vertical scaling is possible, it's kind of a hybrid solution, or maybe it's natively support that. So either way, it could be adding a writer node or reader node. You can do automate based on the alerts, say CPU or say RAM or the storage. If the storage, you can always think, most of the cases, all the cloud services have the auto increasing of the storage. I'm not going there. But the adding of the writer reader node to increase the performance of the particular instance based on the performance, say load spike and all that, you can have the integration. Then what? Most cases backups and this scaling part only, I think DevOps useful. If of course the infra as a code, if it gets supported for the database provider, then also important. Okay, I think these three cases I'm able to remember right now. Maybe there is more, but right now I have this in my mind. Okay, one question from Muhammad Irfan. Can I get a remote job as a DevOps engineer at entry level? I explained that from the very beginning. Yes, but you need to have the right skill. Yes, here you say Linux, Python, AWS Cloud. You are in the right path. Additionally, learn about the Git, the source management. Again, it's a part of the CI/CD process. So CI/CD tools, and then monitoring and feedback. Say there are many tools like say Slack and all that. You know that's how to and what to tell about that. For monitoring, CloudWatch, then Prometheus Grafana integration, Kubernetes, and I think I missed saying the okay. How I can miss the Kubernetes and Docker? Oh. But anyway, since I got, because it's so native, I like work so many days daily. That's why sometimes I forget to mention, because I work on the daily. Okay, so yes, as a additional, not say additional, kind of a these days, based on the different requirement, based on the different what is it, job description, you need to learn about the containerization, of course, at Docker. And there are of course more than Docker option available, but most cases the Docker is a requirement for the containerization part. And for the container orchestration, you need to know the Kubernetes. Okay, these two things also you should learn as a part of the DevOps journey, which will definitely gonna help you getting a better position or getting even higher as a fresher engineer also. Okay, okay. Hmm, I think one thing from John, well, yeah, I'm working freelancer, getting good project but less money. See, there are complexity of the project. Okay, it's about like working in good project but getting paid less. If a project is simple, it's going to be paid less. That's the golden rule of thumb. If the project is very complex, it's gonna fetch you more, but it's complex that you have to perform and deliver. Sometime unexpected deliveries you have to handle. So you have to choose. You can either go for the easy projects paid less, or you can target the complex project and get paid higher, but the load will be higher. That you have to remember. Okay. Azure DevOps. See, the one thing in the Azure DevOps is that um, I don't get that many opportunity Azure to work on. Someone please send me some Azure projects. Okay, I'm gonna share that experience also with the people. But unfortunately, the experience I have, say more than 6-7 years on AWS, because I was working every single day on AWS, managing production account, handling workloads of more than 1,000, say the virtual machines, 2-3 thousand of pods, doing unthinkable work, lifting and shifting and other things. So mainly my work daily goes on the AWS side. Okay, so that's why I am more knowledgeable, more practicality and experience and exposure in AWS. But Azure, I have some knowledge. I did some what do you call it? See, I don't work too much. That's why I also forget things. That's happening to you guys also. Right? If you don't work on things, you'll get forget. I think there I work on the okay, forgot the name. There is service Active Directory. Active Directory I had to utilize Azure, sometime running virtual machine and all that. So again, the Active Directory I work very rarely. Sometimes requirements, if it is a part of the requirement I have to work on, most of the cases I don't get it, so I don't work on. Sometimes we have to work on. Most cases it comes to the Azure Active Directory. Even AWS also have the Active Directory. Sometimes even integration of AWS Active Directory with Azure Active Directory I have to do. Okay, that one thing. Okay, hi Hassel from Peru. Fresher can get into DevOps, yes, but as I say, there are many things you have to do. Okay, I have covered many questions. Let me see if I missed any from the LinkedIn. If not, then I'm going to go back, come back in the YouTube comments. Okay, okay. From Vijit Dania saying that in the LinkedIn, saying that I know Git, Docker, Kades, AWS, and some more. It's good. From Kaushik said I'm currently in 3 year, third year end. Can I able to get a DevOps role as a fresher and give me one of the best advice? Best advice is to make projects, preferably web development projects, host on AWS, do infra as a code, and everything have stored in the GitHub, so that when you go to interviews, if you get to think, if they ask you what you have done, quickly show all that you have done. That's your break point. Okay, so show off, show things off. That's the way. How okay, it's from Hashankar saying that how I will finish my path of getting hired if I spend a long time sometime to solve problem, as long as you told me the answer sometime the reason why. See, sometimes things can finish quickly. Sometimes you don't know things. If you don't know things, you don't know solution, it's up to you and your experience level and your kind of past experiences, you can find answer. If you have some kind of experience, you can of course find thing easier. But if you can't find the answer, if it's a critical point, if it's not critical, you're not doing it quickly, you can keep that for later on and focus on things that's more important. But if it's a critical issue in critical application, you have to deliver, man. Doesn't matter 1 day, 2 day, or 1 week, you have to deliver if you want to have the job, of course. Hello, sir. I'm surprised to see what happened. I missed. See number certification. Oh, okay. From Rohit saying that, hello, sir. I have really seen surprise. And I said that's not one of the certification. Okay, honestly. So uh, honestly, that certification from LinkedIn Learning, most of the cases that I'm just learning different. Like that time, I had time. I have enough time, and I keep learning the courses. As I never stop learning, right? So keep learning the courses, learn from them, experiment. I got that certificate, that means certification, which is, if you see the industry standard certification, I have maybe 5, 6, which is most cases the AWS professional certification and DevOps professional certification. And that's it. I didn't require more than it. Even see, sometimes if you have more experience and the practice, you have things to show off. It doesn't matter to show certification. Certification, I will say, don't. Sometimes it's a gateway to different company, but they will not make a hiring decision just based on the certification. Remember that. So you can do certification in a hope of getting better opportunity, just not getting getting opportunities, interview opportunities, okay, not direct hiring. So you can do certification, think about some kind of learning journey, you will learn a lot, you will prepare yourself, you will verify your knowledge against the certification, and that's it. And sometimes the certification is requirement, basic requirement for some opportunities, or maybe optional requirement. Those cases you will get a preference. But even if you're certified but you cannot answer the very basic stuff or some important questions, then you will not get hired. So think about that part. Okay, doing certification is good, but having too many paid certification doesn't make sense. So do what actually matters. Okay. Okay. Hi sir, I'm doing specialization in DevOps. Good. From Abhijit. Dhaya, again, if I'm spelling that wrong, sorry. So I'm doing specialization on DevOps. How I do apply it as a fresher? So if you have done specialization in DevOps, that I'm assuming you have very good project to show off. You have strong basics skills. What are the strong things I'm saying? The basics part: Linux scripting, CI/CD, cloud, infra as a code, infrastructure automation. That's what it is. Configuration codes, Ansible, monitoring, Kubernetes, Docker. You already have all the skills, I suppose. Then just go apply to different companies. You're fresher. Of course, don't expect that whatever thing that you apply first will give you the job. No, you have to try 10, sometime even 20, or maybe 30, 40 to get a single opportunity. Work for 2 3 years, you will apply to different companies, you will get more offers. Okay, that's how the things usually works. Again, I think I have answered most of the question from LinkedIn. Let's see the remaining question from the YouTube, and I have to go back to my home, otherwise I will not get to home. By the way, I'm in a studio right away. Okay, you will see a fancy background, but it's just the background. It's just a green screen, so don't worry. I'm not in out of India. Maybe sometime soon I'll be there. So wait for me. Okay, so good work, sir, from Pakistan. Thank you. My question is how to start DevOps project online. See, getting an online, I'm saying the projects. I am hoping that you get talking about getting a project as freelancer, okay, or maybe a remote thing. This is to get a job. So as I say, public learning in say sharing articles, links, demos, that helps. Then directly contributing to some open source projects. Anish doing it, I know Anish from Bangalore. That's I'm actually appreciating him. Then additionally, you should apply for different say Upwork, freelancer.com, all this site that they offer, right? And since you have, if you have some good experience, your strategy, if you're just first time want to get the opportunities online, just keep the rates a bit lower and show off some very good project, kind of a bit for many projects. Okay, single was not going to work, so bid for as many projects as possible and you'll get a kind of a crack. You will get one opportunity, and that is your key to enter into this uh, world of freelancing project. It's not like you have to get a 2 3 projects to start freelancing. It's one project you need to start freelancing. That one project, that one client can have the potential to bring more 3 clients. His friends, his families might just want to work with you if you perform the first project very well. Okay, my first kind of client was Chandrasekhar, one Indian guy. He was, so I'm talking about 10, 8, maybe 10 years back. Okay, and after that, my first foreign client was Steve. So these two people believe in me. They have given references and they pay good amount also. The fresher, okay, not a fresher, but kind of a starter, right? Now I'm very good position, good companies and offers, right? But that time I was not. Nobody knew me. These 2% believe me. I built so many projects. I and Steve worked for more than 2 3 years. Then of course, as my experience grows on, I look for better opportunities. I move on. Okay, but I do really love them because they, as a client, that they believe me, and they even now also, I think I don't know if there's, I mean, if I can meet with them, I'm very happy. They sometimes comments on my post, and it make me very happy on that. So just saying that, okay, your first clients matter, first clients recommendation matters, first clients references matter. You should and you must focus on that. Okay. Okay, so let's see, Muhammad Qasim, what is the best platform to work as? I think TopTal Turing is a very, if you're a senior engineer, I don't know you are or not, but if you're a very senior engineer, TopTal Turing brings you very well paid projects. Okay, if not experience, then you should try for the freelancing websites, the top Upwork. There are many freelancer.com on many. Just go to Google, you see tens of another websites. So my strategy was somehow get a freelancing project. So I keep applying to all the sites just to get a project. Now I have so many past clients, some many references. So I don't need the freelancing platforms anymore. I don't have. I just deleted my account from all the platforms. I don't want to get all spammy mails and everything because I already have good client base. But if you are not experienced, you need to start from there. Okay. Hey, okay. Hey, Shakes. Thank you. Okay, find a mentor. Always true. I had one. My teacher was my actually mentor. He didn't take any money from me. My from even in I have okay. You go to Amazon and there is a book called Cloud Career Journeys. My entire career journey, beautifully written by Prasad in that book. If you want, maybe just go to Amazon Cloud Career Journeys. You'll find the book. If you want, I can comment down the link. There I've mentioned, okay, entire journey from say now having nothing to studios, cars and everything, and then having a great career, how I achieve all that from nothing to a lot these days. I mean, of course. So that journey I have mentioned there, and intelligently when I was going through all that, I mean, we didn't have enough money for tuition, so one person helped me was Sovan Samadar, and he didn't take any single money from me till my when graduation. Till I'm actually independent. It's kind of I can make money by myself. Even then also he didn't take money. Okay, so you sometime you need to find a mentor like that. Okay, it's not just for money, but it's just he just wanted to help you. I had one such mentor in my life, which make me from no one to a person that you love, or maybe you love to meet, right? So I will say find one mentor who focus not on the money side, but just want to help you, or you can just get help. It's very hard to find, by the way. It's not easy, but if you can find, that's precious than anything. Okay, that person can make you shine like anything. Sometimes what happens, you're not sure. Sometimes maybe you have the skills, but you don't know how to and where to kind of utilize that. Okay, guru is such a person who does that job beautifully. You can kind of reach out to guru. He is, by the way, from UK and much more senior than me and have a very good experience, but he might be a busy person. So whenever you get a chance, if you can find him as a mentor, you can convince him. Best of luck. It'll be the best thing. But it's not the we say me guru or anything. It can be anybody who's kind of in a very good position and can help you in your next cloud career. I'm saying any career journey, whatever you are. You could be a marketing person, you could be a QA, you could be a development engineer, you could be cloud DevOps programming, wherever it is. If you can find that particular person, you will be in a very good position within next 1, 2 or 3 years. Okay, you have to think about that as well. And always say guru saying the right things. Always with small projects for show off. um, Golang job. See, Golang have job opportunities like any programming language. So Python have opportunities, JavaScript opportunities. Similarly, Golang is a popular language and have opportunities. You have to just go to job sites and filter as the Golang jobs. You'll see tons of jobs coming up. Okay, but you need to apply there. You need to show that you have the capability. You know Golang. You have work on some projects. Then only you'll get more projects. If you are not have the production projects, you should build small projects to show up. Okay, that should be the trick. Okay, backend from the Piyush, backend versus DevOps. It's both different category which are kind very highly linked. Okay, because the backend that you develop, it need to get hosted on the cloud platforms, and that should have a tightly integration in DevOps methodologies and tools. For example, CI/CD, monitoring, then infra as a code. All things will be integrated. Okay, but if you think about the payment part, it's it's not like about this backend has more or DevOps have more. It's the experience level that you have and the skills that you have, you will get paid more. Easy thing to start. I say if you're a fresher or say even mid level, backend engineer will get more projects and easier to get into than DevOps. If you have mid to senior experiences in development or even whenever position you have the skills, tools, and knowledge, then only you can come to DevOps. Okay, for backend you need just a programming language and the backend so web development part. For DevOps you need system development knowledge. You say same Linux and shell scripting or Windows plus PowerShell. Then you need infra as a code, cloud, of course programming, then CI/CD, then monitoring, whatnot, right? So you have to think why didn't you move on? Okay, I have been in the both side. I have been backend engineer for 3-4 years and then cloud engineer for more than I think 7-8 years. So cloud DevOps engineer 7-8 years. So I've seen both of the world. And even now when I'm renowned as DevOps engineer, I'm still doing backend projects, many backend projects, not just one or two, many. Okay, I'm part of say advisory groups or sometimes direct part of consulting, how to optimize the performance, how to make it better, how to scale it better. I'm part of all those kind of consulting jobs also, right? So I'm still involved, I'm still doing development, I'm in the backend as well as in the cloud. Okay, so having more skills is kind of beneficial. You can even work on the backend projects if you're a freelancer, by the way, not a full time, because full time you don't have the kind of flexibility that it's a luxury. Whatever assigned to you by the company, you have to do it. But being a freelancer, you have choices. You can do work on the cloud house projects, and sometimes if you have the bandwidth, well, you can work on the backend projects. I have the both. I do enjoy the both things. Okay, not getting Linux admin jobs. See, there are jobs. Okay, you have to need just search harder. You need to give more interviews. Don't get sad. There are different job. And I personally also know you can Manoj Bora, right? So Manoj, you can send me your resume to me, and of course I have to see your experience level and all the skill set. I will forward to the people I know who are hiring for Linux admin jobs. Okay, so you can do that. Uh, true. Yes. Okay, so okay, could you please guide on how to showcase DevOps project after completing? So what you can do, you can the LinkedIn profile, you can add as there's an option to call add projects. You can add there in your GitHub profile. You can list out all the projects as a public projects. Okay, uh, that you can do. I don't know, my quality got degraded somehow. Outside storm happening. That could be one reason, but okay. Let's see. Most recent comment. I hope I am covering all the question properly. Okay. Now, so yeah, so that's how we should show up. LinkedIn, there's a project section dedicated. Add there in GitHub. You can just list out the feature, the main project that you're working on, openly working on. You can show up there. Okay, that should be. Or additionally, you can have your own site. I have my site. So similarly, you can have your website and also portfolio website. You call it. It's a resume portfolio. You have the resume in as a site, and then you can show. Okay, I have on the top of the menu. You can show I have a portfolios, and that portfolios you can list your project. Okay, that should be your way. Okay, let's see what next. By the way, only have 5 minutes remaining, 9:30. Otherwise, I will from the studio. If I go to home and the door will be closed for me. Okay, so I have to go before 10. Hello, Sandeep. I'm currently working in a SRE team, but I get to create. Okay, this is actually a problem. Okay, from Sanjay, it's saying, hello Sandeep, I'm currently working in SRE team, but I only get a dashboard in Grafana, develop queries in PromSQL, SQL. I want to ask about the career, so what I'm doing, please. What you're doing, it's actually very restrictive, and it's kind of a minus point. Why? I think I don't have to tell you honestly. You know why? That's why you ask the question. But what will do, what happening? The real skill that can get you hired in the next company is actually getting eliminated. The reason you are working on things that are, of course, crucial, but not currently hot in the market. Okay. The problem will be facing after you want to, you want to move on the jobs. They will see what you did as a SRE and will say, I did Grafana and DevOps and PromSQL. they're not going to help you get hired in better positions, right? They want to showcase some CI/CD jobs, some infra as a code, some very cool projects that you have. Now, if it has made some kind of what do you call it? Kind of important, also impactful performance things, say reduce like something you did. Okay, you did CI/CD that reduced the say kind of deployment, say build and deployment time from say 1 hour or 2 hour to only 5-10 minutes. That's kind of achievement. You have to find things where you can show off the numbers. People make decision based on the numbers, so you have to show the numbers. But here, I doubt you can show off the numbers game. Okay, so you should be making a change of the company. If paying very high, that's a different story. But if they're not paying high, you should consider changing the company. Okay. Okay, I think you see. I do get to code exporters and other stuff, but I never got. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. The Kates, other thing, kind of CI/CD parts. Monitoring you're working on is good, but just monitoring will not fetch you better opportunities. So you may want to kind of think about that. Um, okay, in interview in DevOps, you ask about. Usually not. Okay, low level design, high level design, they don't ask. If it's a tech company, big tech companies, Fang Wang, whatever you want to call it, say Amazon, Google, Netflix, all these big players, big tech companies, they usually have a round for LLD and HLD or algorithm DS algo kind of round, dedicated round. Microsoft also have it, I think. I have read the article. I didn't give my interview in Microsoft. Of course, I don't know directly, but I do read articles. I do watch videos. There they have said this kind of rounds are there. Okay, so if you are targeting big tech companies, you might want to go through an LLD, HLD kind of experience. DS plus DS algo for normal companies to mid-level companies or startup companies, product companies. They don't have this kind of round. Oh, you're still in India, Guru. Okay, get. Oh, yeah, I know medical parts is why. Um, I will just 5 question more. Okay, I don't have much, but I'll try to answer. Okay, so it's from Shajan Premawat. If you want to switch to DevOps, how could get a real-time experience with current tools? There is so much. See, as I say, if you want to make a switch to DevOps, as I say, you don't have to do many things. Just the category leads. What are the categories? For example, cloud, AWS projects, some AWS projects, and for example, infra as a code, some Terraform plus with AWS project, or maybe other any top cloud. Okay, in for Linux system, some shell scripting things that you've done, maybe data integration and say for example JSON API integration in the shell scripting, or maybe doing system kind of performance tuning, whatever you have done very good job with the shell scripting on Linux side. Okay, or Windows set power plus Windows plus power testing. So you have done something with the category leads, that you should be showing. Okay, you don't have to do everything and everything, just the category lead and some projects based on the category to show up, Ansible playbooks kind of thing that you should be showing up. Okay. Okay, I think I'm kind of reaching to end. Yeah, okay. I'm working with the DevOps engineer, but if you're working in the DevOps and you're already working in the virtual machines, cloud, then CI/CD, infra as a code, that is fine. Sometimes you don't do K8s. It's not like your future as a kind of a DevOps engineer gone. That's not a thing. But if you're not working any of the tools that I'm talking about, that's maybe a problem. Okay, having a good experience in K8s beneficial in getting better opportunities in other companies. What you should do, even if you're not working in the current company, you can go for the CK or CKD kind of certification. That will be beneficial for you. Okay. As so actually, it's just that I don't do any kind of chemical thing. Okay, that's the secret. Okay, yeah, Golang series. Good news. I have completed even the final project. Even see what I was doing all the time. My wife was kind of very angry with me from the morning to night. Okay, I'm in the studio room. I'm doing development, man. Okay, so that's what I'm doing on working on. I am making the project from say I think 15, 16 videos, all video content that completed. I'm just completed how many? I was kind of a doubtful about starting the session. Even see, I started my live session from the uh, how many what time? I think from 8. It's supposed, I mean, normally when I start from 7 or 7:30, right? Why 8? Because I was working on the that particular video recording and recorded all the videos. Okay, now it's all about recording. Maybe tomorrow also I would say editing. Tomorrow I'll edit, and maybe uh, next week maybe middle, then all the editing will be complete. In editing also I don't add this kind of excessive effects and all that. I don't have that time, right? So I will just quickly make a edit. Wherever it's not necessary I will cut it. Wherever I'll see hickey and all the stuff I will cut it, and I will quickly release it. Okay, morning to now I'm going home, right? All the time I'm in the studio, I'm doing all the editing. Okay, so it's ready, it's edited, it will soon get released, and after that I have to start advanced DevOps cases, advanced AWS things that I thought of cover not covered before, and a complete CNCF series. I always wish for that. That is coming on the way. Okay, so don't worry, all these things are happening soon. Okay, let's see what is the question. Hi sir, I'm aiming SRE role. What should we do? See, just like DevOps in the for the SRE part, you need to focus on more the monitoring and the recovery scopes and all that. So that you should be focusing on. At the end of the GCP cloud service, I think you covered all. At the end, do yeah, GCP I didn't cover again. Just like as I was saying, GCP also I know it. I work on many services, but I didn't work on enough production. So AWS, I work on countless production projects. I know what to be done, what not to be done, how to manage things. But for GCP and Azure, I don't have enough production experiences, or I didn't get chance to be honest. Okay, so sometime maybe when I get exposure, I will definitely make content. I don't want to make content from learning. I mean, I can definitely do that, learn from other videos and do kind of content, but I think they're doing it better than me. They're some mostly working on professional projects than doing videos. I don't have to do it. Okay, if I'm doing it, that means I'm expert at it, or maybe I am working on it. I'm making video. Okay, I'm not working on it, so most probably I will not make a video. Okay. That's what I'm saying. If I get the exposure, I'll definitely make it. Um, okay. Git, AWS, Terraform, a lot of things. They should be enough. I think, yeah, it should be enough. Most of the things, fresher, right? Yeah, student and career. Okay, so you missed the programming part. Okay, so yeah, learn the Python, and I think that will be more than enough. And see, all the companies have different requirements. It's like one thing's fitting all, so it's okay. uh, Company to company's tools sometimes also differ, it's fine. But you, again, as I always say, the category list, you already have learned the category list. Having a programming language will actually be beneficial. Even it's part of the coding round, right? So any programming language, so having Python is best, I will say. Okay, I think I've covered dust was good maths. No, it's not. Okay, so don't worry about it. Um, okay, I think yeah, GitLab CI/CD Jenkins. I will if the project is hosted in the GitLab, I will blindly go for the GitLab CI/CD. If it's not, maybe some other platform, I will go for the Jenkins. Again, it's based on the uh, because if it's the say the source code is in the GitLab, right? That means GitLab CI/CD you can do very tight integration, easily do things. Okay, but if the code is in the GitHub, maybe Bitbucket, or maybe in the other place. Okay, then I might consider Jenkins again. If, for example, it's a code commit in AWS, okay, and the client don't have any problem or any issues. If I use the platform specific tool, for example, AWS code commits plus the AWS code pipeline and code build, all that, okay, then no problem. But the client say no, we might change our platform from AWS to other place. It's based on the requirements always, right? Based on the requirements, I'll make a call to go for the Jenkins, or go for the AWS specific CI/CD tools. Okay, it's all about the requirement. Okay, we make the decisions. Kubernetes, who to work with DevOps? Okay, I didn't understand your question, Krishna. Sorry. From Shuvan Talekar, I'm back in engineering, completed Docker, Jenkins, CI/CD. Which role I should consider? How for the role change? Again, the installation backend plus, yeah, backend plus DevOps always good. You actually is better. Even if you think about my story, if you have read the book of Cloud Career Journeys, I was actually working on the back end. Then the client asked me for the DevOps and cloud. I learned the cloud DevOps. I myself deployed the solution, maintained the scaling and all that. That's how I earned more money while working as a backend JavaScript as a backend engineer. And yeah, I think that's the best solution if you have that luxury. If not, then it's also fine. You can ask the client, approach the client, or approach the company whatever you're working on, that you are going to experiment with the solution. If it is not production yet, if it's production, then it's a gambling. Don't do it. But if it's not production, you're working something that's maybe internal tool or maybe uh, just before production, then you should kind of do that. Okay. So yeah, if you are into the backend plus, that's always a backend plus DevOps, and later moving to cloud DevOps feels actually beneficial and easier to work. So that's I also suggest. I think yes. So finally, I covered all the question. Wow, I cannot believe I have done it. Okay, so good. Again, if you have watched till the end of the video, if you're not like the video, why man, like the video, share with the people. Okay, and if you have already subscribed, thank you. If you're not, please subscribe the channel. I make videos on programming, DevOps, cloud, sometimes just simple career development or career improvements, and I mentor too whenever I get chance, and I do a lot of stuffs. Okay, so and even I'm traveling to Bangalore just Tuesday. If you're in Bangalore, let's meet. In there is AWS summit happening. If you're coming to the AWS summit, let's meet it. If you're not, ping me. I will try to see if I can manage a time to meet with you. Okay. So thank you. Bye bye, and see you soon in my next video. I'm releasing the remaining videos soon as soon as I edit it. Okay, and I'm releasing all at kind of one by one day, because people say that if I take a very long break, they lost the notification. I understand that, but I will quickly release them as soon as all are edited. Okay. So see you soon in my next video. Bye bye. Okay. Yeah. Thank you and bye.